What's going on, guys? Got an awesome little upgrade today I wanted to share with you that, I had to do as we're getting into longer trips and everything. I have to think more about comfort with Titan. And this one right here, it may be the next best thing next to the floorboards that I put on. Those change the game. To be able to change your feet and move around and everything is awesome. But this one I got right here might be a close second. So Titan has been through a lot. I've been trying to add as much as I can to try to make it as comfortable as possible and try to keep up with Jeff, with his 22, Road Glide, the windscreen, to make it a little, less wind and more comfortable. The floorboards, they changed the game. The floorboards was a big difference. To be able to move your feet back and forth and kind of have different positions other than just being locked into one position was really awesome. So the next best thing that I think, and I haven't thoroughly tested it out long term, but I did take a test ride and this bike had it. And of course, what I'm talking about is a backrest for the rider. We deserve comfort too, guys. I know the passenger always gets a backrest, but we deserve comfort too. So also, let me just address, the white elephant in the room. Okay, guys, I get it. This is old man stuff we're talking about. I get it. But honestly, I think it comes down to the same situation to where, some guys are like, windscreens are for sissies, until they rode a bike that actually had a windscreen on it and realized, the improvement. So I think it may go down as something like that as well for me because, like I said, I was in Ohio Bike Week and we did some test rides on some Harleys and I took one out. It was a CVO and everything. So of course, everything about it was comfortable, but it did have a backrest. It was in a little bit forward position. I would say it was kind of forward, but it was easy to feel while I was riding. It was always engaged, and when talking with people about getting backrest, sometimes the concern is that it's too far forward and that it's going to lock you in position and you're not going to have that, lean back, moving around kind of, which I really want because, let's face it, I have bad posture and I prefer to kind of slunch down, lean back in more of that position rather than with Black Matty here, the FJR 1300, which is designed for over the road. It's a super sport tourer. It's for touring. However, you're locked in that upright position because of the mid controls and the way this seat is. I have the factory seat on, and I know, they suck. But I even used a air seat with it, and it locks you in a certain position. And I didn't really like that. I think I find more comfort in the laid back position. So that's why I'm gravitating more towards the kickback cruiser. So this is it's not a factory one. It's not Honda. It's not any kind of brand that I could find. It's likely some Chinese made company. I got it off eBay, of course. And I think it was only like $78, $80 or something like that. But it was brand new. It says that it was for my bike, which it does. It does fit, don't get me wrong. It fits to the factory seat. Most, depending on your model, that is. I have a C, so I have let me just show you real quick. I have the two-piece seat. So it has a piece here and a piece here. And these things are bolted underneath. They have two bolts that connect these two seats. And then, of course, when you're attaching it to the bike, it's here, and then, the two bolts in here. But this thing, what it does is it has a bent bar, and it bends back, and you take off those bolts that connect the seat to this seat, and you use the existing bolts to lock in this bracket. It's really cool, too, because this one, and I haven't seen many like this, comes with the leather cover to cover up the metal bracket, and there's like a spring in here because it's adjustable and can bend back and forth. So it covers all that nasty stuff up, and it looks pretty good. It flows with the seat and everything. Some of them out there don't have this cover, and I would say you probably want to get it because you're most likely going to be adjusting this in your vise when you get home. Like I said, when I got it, it was a little bit far forward. It was leaning a little bit too much for me, and I sat on it and kind of tried it out, and I was like, yeah, I want it to be back there, but I don't want it to be engaged at all times. I want to be able to lean back and find it. Rather than have it always against my back. It fit pretty well. It was a little struggle. It's some strong metal that they use under there. So you do got to put it in there and kind of bend it around. But once you get it in position, it looks like now I have it to where when I'm sitting here, it's kind of leaned back, to the point where if I fully lean back on this thing, I can barely reach my handlebars, which I don't know. I'm not sure. It may need to come up maybe a millimeter, but that's what we're going to be doing today, actually. I'm waiting on Jeff to get here because we're going to jump on the bike and I'm going to get out on the road with this thing and give you a little bit of feedback of what I'm feeling and kind of estimate whether I want to bring it back in a couple millimeters or something like that, just a hair. I'm feeling like maybe I might do that just to have it a little bit far up, because I did bend the heck out of this. I went a little crazy with it and had to bring it back forward, but test fitted it about 75 times. So I don't know, today's going to be the test run on it. And you know, as far as the looks, I don't think it really takes too much away from it. I mean, it does add a little granddad to it, but you know, my comfort is paramount in this situation. So that's the main point that you know, the thing is on there for, is to be comfortable and not to really worry, because I'm the one that's got to sit on there for 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, 3,000 miles. So I don't care. It's got to be somewhere in between. With my bikes, it's somewhere in between looks and functionality and what you can bring to the game. I've always been a fan of having bags. So even when I had other starter bikes, I always was trying to get storage and wanted to be, you know, more storage minded and have it more practical. I run with a lot of sport bikes when I first started riding, and so they didn't have any storage. And I used to become their storage person. You know, when they you know, needed to store drinks or their gloves or jacket or whatever, I was usually the one that had the bags on them. You know, I just wanted to kind of, you know, bring in just another element that I've added. It's just a quick little video to show you real quick. I didn't even do any install or anything. It's super simple to do. It's 2 bolts. It's right underneath your seat and it hooks underneath there. You'll see what's going on there as soon as you get it. So it's not a difficult install depending on your seat. So when you're ordering, I'll leave a link down in the description of where I got mine. I looked on Amazon. I think I got it off some guy on eBay, but I looked on Amazon and some of those are just the exposed metal. And so I'll try to see if he's selling any more. I'm not sure if he had any more than that, but I'll try to put a link in the description if I can find the one with the cover. But like I said, depending on your seat and your model and your trim, your seat may be different. It may be a solid seat or it may be the 2-piece seat. But anyways, guys, just wanted to let you know what was going on and everything, because as you know, we have a really big trip that's coming up. We're going to be heading down to Run to the Hills with Traveling Tall. Then we're going to be hitting the Blue Ridge Parkway. And then after that, if that wasn't enough, we're going to shoot all the way back up to Laconia. So we're going to be in Laconia for a couple of days too. So Titan has got to be as comfortable as I can possibly make her. And I really think that this is going to be you know, a big upgrade. You know, between the floorboards and this, I think it's really going to add a whole lot of comfort. But no sense in sitting here in the garage talking about it. Let's get out on the road and try it out. And I'll give you a little bit of impressions on how it's feeling. Jeff got a really cool, what is this, a transitional lens. Nice and crystal clear now.
Set within 45 seconds.
Well, the backrest obviously was awesome. Definitely worth it. Definitely is a much comfortable ride. You can feel it, you know, supporting in the back and all that. And man, I'm glad I got it. It is slightly far back. I think I could deal with it being a little bit forward. So I think I'm gonna do one more fitment, take it off, and push it forward just slightly, just so there's a little more support there, and I don't have to lean back so far. But so far it was a winner, man. You know, if you're trying to make your bike more comfortable, this is it, man. This is definitely one of the stops you got to make, man. So just wanted to bring it to you real quick, guys. Stay safe out there. I'll see you soon.